Thanks, Olivia, for the presentation, and thanks everyone for joining us today in such good numbers. My name is Jasdeep, and I'll walk you through the product demonstration today, showing you the ease of use, the access to the different data sources, and all the different benefits that Olivia mentioned in the presentation today. So we'll touch on those topics. And what we are looking at right now, let me just increase the size of the screen a little bit, is the web application, the first platform there of SCI that we'll be looking at, where we have the Sage 300 template. Right now, if I expand the folder right here for Sage 300, this is the out-of-the-box template, which is tailored to Sage 300, giving us the access to all the different modules which you might be using within Sage 300. And not only limited to financials. As you can see, there are also the data models on sales, project and job costing, purchasing, inventory, and so on and so forth. Therefore, giving us the access to the enterprise-wide data of all the different modules within Sage 300. And then on top of that, we can also use the reporting tree as a functionality where we can easily set up different filters and facilitate the filtering on different reports based on those different hierarchies set up in the companies itself within Sage 300 and be able to easily filter on those different dimensions. So now, on top of that, we also must, I must highlight the fact that we also have the universal data model, which is also offered as a second set of template with SCI on top of the Sage 300 template, which further allows users to connect to other data sources as well. So there are definitely chances that you might not only be using Sage 300, you might have a CRM software in the cloud or any other legacy systems that you might want to connect to. So the SCI's data sync module offers different connectors, which we can see right here, and they are constantly added from time to time based on the needs. And then what we're looking at right now are the connectors such as SQL Server, ODBC, web APIs. We can connect to that as well and bring in the data into SCI to help you report on that as well. So therefore, giving you a company-wide, enterprise-wide rather, overview, and then the ability to gain insights from the entire data that you are accumulating over the time. So now what we will do as a next step, we will go into some of the reports within Sage 300, and I will go into sales history, for example, where we will open a report on sales by state to understand the ease of use which comes with these out-of-the-box reports within SCI. So here in this report, we have the sales by state, where we have groups, pivots, and columns. And just to understand how these reports actually work, they're all based on these three shelves here on the top, and the fields that we enter right here would decide what we see in these reports. And it's very easy to move things around, bring in the new dimensions and measures into these reports, and drill down to different levels of details. For example, here in the groups, we have two different fields, such as the territory and then the location code. So we are looking at the different territories in the groups column right here. So if I expand on BC, I can further see the different location codes within there. And then we also have the columns, which are showing us the different metrics, such as the sales, returns, quantity sold, so on and so forth. Now, to bring in the new fields right here, we have a toolbar on the right-hand side, which has one of the tools called Dimensions and Measures, where we can easily go and grab new dimensions that we would like to include in the report. So for example, if I would like to include a fiscal period as well into this report, along with the fiscal year. So we can grab these fields and simply drag and drop them and place them wherever we think we would like to see the drill down in that fashion. Now, fiscal year being the first field, we can now see it here. And then if I further drill down on fiscal year, we can further see the next level of detailed fiscal period. And further drilling down on that, we can go on to the territory level, so on and so forth. Very easy also to slice and dice, remove the fields which are not required. And for that, we simply hover on to the different columns. And let's say if we would like to remove the returns in this particular report. And then what we can also do is to bring my territory in the pivots. That would give us a different way of looking at this report right now, where we have all the territories set up as separate columns. And within those columns, we have further metrics such as the sales quantity sold under each territory. So we can keep them side by side and easily make the comparisons when it comes to our sales. So that's the ease of use. We can also very easily filter on the data as well. So if I would only want to see the data for 2020, I can add that to the filter, and then that will show me the data only restricted to that particular selection of the year. I can always come back and move my fields back into the territory to have a simpler view of this report and drill down further on that. And further, what we can do in these reports is to be able to format these very easily as well. So if I go on home currency as my selected column, I have different choices to manage the header, the content of the report itself. So if I would like to change the color of this content within the report to the color that I just selected here, it will appear right away on my report. So this way we can easily do the formatting on these reports and then really make them look like the way we would like them to see. Next thing is the ability to further create something more visual out of these reports with the help of the view type. So clicking on that tool, we have over 100 different visualizations that we can choose from to really create something more visual out of the tabular data that we see in these worksheets. So these visualizations could range from bar charts to line charts to pie charts. We also have the integration with the Google Maps and also for the vector maps for the other countries as well. And some of the more advanced charts as well, such as miscellaneous, which covers the tree maps, combination, so on and so forth. So if you select this into, select this vertical bar chart as an example, it's going to transform all where we still have the ability to drill down to different levels of details, as we can see here. Then comes the next platform of SCI, which is the Excel add-in. Here, what we are looking at is the Microsoft Excel, and there are some of the sample reports that we have created, ranging from financial analysis, income statement, balance sheet, financial dashboards, so on and so forth, all with the help of the different tools which are catered to us with the help of the Excel add-in offered by SCI. Just highlighting the cell right here, we can see a formula in the formula bar, but users do not have to remember any of these formulas or even have the need to type these by themselves, because there are tools which exist to help you create these calculations, where you simply need to go and pick the data model of your choice, the field that you would like to work on, and there's a list of operations that again you can choose from to do these calculations. Further, we have the filtering panel from where we can easily map the fields directly from the cells within the spreadsheet. Then these reports are also fully dynamic within Excel, which means if I would like to change my fiscal period to another month or another period, it readily changes the data on this report for me. Here, if I change it again back to another month, we will see the data changing on these reports right away. Some of the other important tools within Excel are duplicator, for example. So we can create a master report such as this one and then duplicate it against different segment codes which exist within Sage 300 or even Sage 100, and then create multiple copies of these reports without having to work on them over and again. So that's the Excel add-in. Just a very quick overview of that platform as well, where we can create many reports. Again, not only limited to financials, but you can bring in the data from your other modules within Sage 300, but also connect to other sources of data, which could be a CRM, could be a legacy systems, and still report on that data within this platform as well. Now, just a very, while we are on the Excel add-in right here, I would like to transition back into the web application just to show you what we have recently come up with as a new feature, which is the web workbooks. The web workbooks here is the new way of creating the Excel-like reports within the same platform. So you do not have to switch between the different applications. You do not need a separate license for the Excel, because you can remain in the same platform, which is the web application, and still have the access to the Excel-like environment, where you have the division of the reports and the different dashboards that you can create here, like such as this one, with the same formatting options and the same comfort of Excel. Right now, what we are looking at is the business dashboard, which has various KPIs already set up. And if I go into the home, we will notice all the different features which we are familiar with while working in Excel. Some of the other features would be including new visualizations like charts, for formulas, and also managing the data, such as filtering and easily sorting on that as well. And the last tab, which is the analysis tab, is the native SCI functionality where we can easily go onto the different cells within the spreadsheet and manage those formulas. So if you go into the formula visit, we'll be able to notice what is going on in the back end, again, in a very user-friendly interface, such as this one, where no real coding is really required. All we are doing is selecting the data model of our choice from the list, and then the fields that we want to work on, again with the same interface that SCI offers, and then simply adding the filters. Even while adding the filters, we have many easy ways to set them up. So we can add different groups within the filters, and we further have the and or conditions to simplify the process of creating these calculations for us in these spreadsheets. Even here as well, we have the ability to dynamically see the data changing when we change any of the dimensions. For example, if I change the company code from Star to Sam Inc., we will see the data changing on this dashboard right away, as we can see here. Or if I change the current year to 2020 rather than all the years put together, again, we will see the data changing on these dashboards right away. So that's the brand new feature of the web workbooks, which users now have access to, so they can continue creating the reports within web application and choose how they would like, whether it's they want to create reports what we saw before, or they want to use the web workbook section. Just like the Sage 300 modules that we have just seen here, we also have the templates for Sage 100 as well, such as the ones right here. So within Sage 100, we have the modules again on item history, inventory, MRP, purchase order, RMA, job cost, and of course, not forgetting the financials, where we have AP, AR, and general ledger, and all different reports which come out of the box with these data models as well. Next, the flexibility of using SCI within different platforms as well. Here we are logged in, and we are not in fact logged in. I was just kicked out, but let me go ahead and log in again into Sage 300's web screen, where we can embed the entire SCI solution or some selected views from SCI within Sage 300 web screens. So here's the button for that, which is implemented based on your requirements. And then we have the sections for embedding different visualizations or the entire web application of SCI. So we can embed different dashboards, different sections for sales and finance, and also even manage some of the admin stuff while remaining within Sage 300 web screens as well. So let's go into the SCI web, which will show us the entire solution, again, fully embedded within Sage 300 web screens. And this time we can have a look at a dashboard within Sage 300. So we'll open the product performance dashboard. Again, this is a native dashboard to SCI where we see all the different KPIs put together, and then we are also able to dynamically filter the data on these dashboards while remaining within Sage 300. So it's not just a static image that is embedded, it's a fully functional dashboard which we can use within the Sage 300 web screens. Next, we can also do many more things within Sage 300 as well while embedding SCI within the solution, where we can share these dashboards or even reports with our teammates directly from within Sage 300. So it has a sharing ability where we can export these dashboards or even these reports in the format of our choice, or we can send a comment on these dashboards as well, where we can highlight something that needs some attention. We can make annotations and just send a direct email to our colleagues, and all the remarks and the annotations that we create will be attached as a part of the email. What's also interesting is the distribution module, which offers some advanced functionalities when it comes to sharing our reports in the form of reporting packs. So in the web views section right here, we can really select what different reports we would like to include in our reporting packs. So if I want to create a finance reporting pack, I can filter on finance and see the list of different reports and visualizations which are available for me within SCI. If there are any reports sitting in Excel, we can also bring them in and include them in the reporting pack too. And finally, giving it a name, add a cover page to that where we can add the company logo, add the dynamic variables so we can clearly see what fiscal year, fiscal period, company code, department code, so on and so forth is this reporting pack referring to. It also offers the text field where we can provide a nice the nice description to the document, which we are going to present maybe to our board members or even share that within the team. And finally, send it to the different users. It could be one user at a time or a group of users as well. So the security of these users, who sees what level of information, is also managed within SCI. So you can really go down to the level of rows where if you would like to hide or make sure that a certain person is not able to see that information, it can be managed within SCI, and these users will then receive those reports in that fashion. And finally, set the schedule. So if I would like to receive these reports at 9 a.m. every Monday and every Wednesday of the week, I set that schedule right here and hit save, and as a result, we will receive the reporting packs. We can also set conditions within SCI using the scheduler option, where we can really track down on some of the critical KPIs. For example, if talking about on the financial side, if our actuals exceed the budget amount, we can set up that as a condition. And if the condition appears to be true, where the actuals go over the budget amount, we can receive a notification along with the full reporting back on that, so that we can take actions and be proactive about the situation rather than being reactive. And what a reporting back actually looks like, here will be an example of that, where we will have a nice logo of your own company at the top, followed by the table of contents, and then easily see all grouped together within this reporting pack. So that's the sharing and distribution ability, and basically just the ease of use which comes with the whole solution, no matter which platform of SCI you're using.